I'm on the Isle of Sheppey, which is the southeast coast of England, and the Isle of Sheppey was a major defensive area in the Second World War. Other part were a place called Sheerness, and the Isle of Grain is an estuary called the Medway. And what they did in the Second World War, beginning of the Second World War, was they laid a minefield across the opening to protect themselves, the Thames estuary and obviously Medway, the direct access into London via the Kriegsmarine or the Luftwaffe, and the early days of 1940, or sorry, about the summer onwards of 1940, it was a possibility that we were going to get invaded by the Germans in Operation Sealaw. What we did was we set a series of pillboxes up across the coast called the coastal crust. Anyway, there's a series of pillboxes about around a place called Warden in Sheppey, and it's situated in a place called Warden Point. Now, they would be possibly anti-aircraft and anti-ship bunkers or pillboxes, because the Luftwaffe would come along this estuary, the Thames estuary and the Medway, because they would use it as a guide into London so they could bomb it. So anti-aircraft batteries were vital in this area, and to stop shipping, the Kriegsmarine, whether it's the U-boats or the ships themselves, and especially E-boats, which are Schnell boats, fast-moving torpedo boats they were, and they were some were based around the coastline of well, definitely the Netherlands. They could come in here and they could basically speed in, and they could attack shipping inside the docks. So these nets were set up for that, or these mines, this line of mines was set up for that. But this part of about the midway through the Isle of Sheppey, then I'm assuming they were anti-aircraft batteries. Now, we'll get closer to it, but you'll find that because of coastal erosion, and it seems to be worse actually around the east coast of England, some of these bunkers have actually gone into the water now. But let's have a look at them, and if I can find out what type they are, I will let you know. In the meantime, there's also a series of forts. They look like something out of Star Wars. You know, these them walking things, and they're called Redland Forts, and they were anti-aircraft batteries as well. They were in the Thames estuary, and I can see them from here. Now, I've heard that there used to be a sound mirror here, a parabolic sound mirror they call it, and this precedes the radar that was brought out. Parabolic mirrors, you can see them. There's quite a few of them in the country, and the idea was they were like a dish pointing out to the sea, and they had like a sort of antenna on it, something like a satellite dish, and somebody would be listening in, and they would listen to the sound that's reflected back from an aeroplane, and they could try and judge it the best they can of how far it was away, and maybe what type it was as well. It was as well. To have a look at this bit of concrete, and it's definitely a sound mirror. You can see it. You see the dish. Much clearer now. much clearer. Yep, definitely a sound mirror. Small bits of metal here on the floor is more than likely, it's possibly, especially that bit there, probably off the front of the sound mirror. It could be the antenna that picks up the sound waves of the engines of the planes. There's hardly any information about the battery that, as far as I can find out anyway. The battery at Warden Point on the Isle of Sheppey. There's another Warden Point on the Isle of Wight. It's nowhere near where we are. All the pillboxes the bunkers I come across in France on the coastline, part of the Atlantic Wall, they're the same. Different type of material, but it still wears away very quickly. And over a period of time, all these bunkers and pillboxes on the coast will be lost. Typical east coastline, all the way down from Northumberland down to the Isle of Sheppey, and probably around the south coast as well. But you can see the makeup of this this side of the coastline. It's virtually, it's like clay. It just breaks up so easy. Hence the reason why the coastline's deteriorated. They reckon it could be 20 metres over 50-60 years, which is quite a lot actually. Now the tide's out, I've got a bit closer. That's definitely some kind of command bunker with a possible at the front is the viewing section, which is obvious. I only can think it could be a fire control post. It would have been above the cliff, which is about maybe 100 foot high behind me. But as you can see, it's obviously slipped down over the years. 70, 80 years it's been here, and it's slowly but surely being carried out to sea, and then eventually it'll just sink out the way. I can't quite get into it. The water's lashing at the thing. I don't think I can anyway. Let's have a look if I can. Some more bunkers over there. See what we can see. Right, have a look at here. Well, that's how slippy it is. Not very good, is it? There's the front of it, all covered in rock and stuff. You can see the viewing angle there. Another part of the bunker, nice big loophole. Steps to the top. Let's have a quick look, see if I can get up there. I'm not sure. It's a bit dodgy. No, I think I'll not bother. No, I was going to go up them steps, but it's just too slippy for me. But anyway, you can see what's inside here. Massive crack where obviously where the point of break is, and no doubt it's over the years. And the crack over there as well. That's how dangerous it is trying to get in out of these old relics. I just wouldn't advise it. Obviously I've fallen. I've known it myself, but when you're dealing with something that's been virtually in the sea for the past 60 probably years, then you're going to get issues regarding being a bit unsafe. Okay, this bunker looks as though it's been precast below. See the corrugation there? So it's had a corrugated outer frame and it's poured concrete. On the top looks like possible building block. Lots of old bits of building here. That could possibly have been, looking at it, I have a good question, it's on its side. There could be, yeah, there's lots of stuff here. I'm not even sure what it is. I'm not even sure what they are. I'm not getting over there, it's a bit too dodgy. Could have been a lighthouse position, could have been a gun mount, who knows. Let's put my head inside there, see what's in there. I've not a clue what that is, with a block in the middle of it. That's a bit strange. Ah, right, I think I know what it is. This is now to blast wall. Same as that side. Don't fall. Look on this side as well. Yeah. So that to me is where they stored the ammunition. It must be, because the blast walls are all round it. There's a wooden frame here, so if they this happened to blow up, as such as anything, any ordnance in there were blown up, basically went off, then the doors would be the escape point for all the pressure. So the blast would come forward, and hopefully, whichever way this was facing, it would just go one way and not the other way. And if it did go sideways, then the blast walls would pick it up. Well, I hope you liked some bits of the information regarding Warden Point. As I said before, the Luftwaffe would have used the Medway and the Thames to guide themselves in to London, whether it be during the day or probably especially at night. And this was more than likely one of the anti-aircraft batteries to pick up any Luftwaffe and destroy them, obviously. I may have said it before, but the anti-aircraft gunners may have had pictures of silhouettes of the enemy planes, and as well as the Allied planes. So they're actually, if you think about it, up there it's difficult to spot any symbols, emblems on a plane, or even at sea with the ships. So they would need somehow to identify whatever they're going to shoot at, and they're usually a silhouette of either ship or plane, so to make sure that they don't actually, that's if they can't communicate with the ship or the plane, and hopefully they don't destroy their own people with what they call friendly fire. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed a little tour of this part of England, and hopefully I'll see you on the next one. See you again.